Have you ever had a best friend move away? Let's talk about that. Good morning, Crossroads students. When I was really young, I was like 10 years old, I had this friend named Lane. And Lane moved into my area in the summer of whatever year I was 10 years old. And we became really close friends to the point where I don't even remember the first time that I met Lane. He was just kind of there. We just hung out. But then towards the end of that summer, you know how usually kids have no idea what's going on in their families when they're young. That's kind of how it was. And Lane came in one Sunday and he's like, "Hey, I'm moving and this is my last Sunday here." And I was like, "Oh, well, thanks for the warning." and he moved and I never saw him after that. And it's kind of funny. I don't even know his last name, so I couldn't even look him up if I wanted to. But it's just crazy how life can move on like that and kind of move very, very quickly. There's a verse I want to read out of the Bible, and this verse is when right after Jesus dies and raises from the dead, he shows himself to only a certain number of people for only a certain number of days, and then he ascends into heaven. And this verse comes right before he ascends into heaven. Jesus says, "But very truly I tell you that it is for your good that I am going away. Unless I go away, the advocate will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you." Jesus himself said, "Hey, listen, it's better that I go away from you for your sake." Jesus believed in social distancing. How crazy is that? But what Jesus is saying here is he's saying, listen, I could stay here, I could walk with you, I could do everything for you, I could show you, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into heaven and I'm going to send you the Holy Spirit. And that moment changed Christianity forever. Because now when we're saved, when we accept what Jesus did for us, we have the Holy Spirit living inside of us. And that's how we are able to communicate with God and how God is able to lead us to make certain decisions in our life. And it's incredible. And so because we have that in us, what I would say, because we're trying to answer the question, how do we come together from a distance? What I would say is use that to your advantage and pray. Pray for those people around you. Use this as a time. Maybe praying is not really your thing. Maybe you pray for 5 or so minutes before bed, or maybe you pray for 30 seconds before you eat. I would use this time as a time to try and establish a great routine in your prayer life. Pray for those people around you. And it will really change how you view people. When you start praying for people, it makes your relationship so much more personal with them. Another thing I would do is reach out. Call someone. I know you guys hate calling, and I don't understand that, but calling is so much more personal, and so I would call someone, and if you really can't call someone, then go ahead and text someone, and just let them know you're thinking about them. And those are just a couple ways that we can reach out and come together from a distance during this quarantine. So I hope that was encouraging. It's a simple thought. We're going to be diving into this all week, so tune in every morning to hear a little bit more. In the meantime, I love you. See you guys soon.